What is up, my YouTubians, ODYSEEans, Slayin, Sayins, Cobra Kais, and Pumpkin who be smashing? I am Asherella. This is original Asherella, and today we're going to be watching the music video for Tonight Tonight. Smashing Pumpkins Tonight. You know, if you know a Smashing Pumpkins video, this is the video that you know. It is iconic, it is unique, it was basically the video of the year in 1996. It swept the MTV VMAs that year. It's a really aesthetically pleasing and visually intriguing video, but there's a lot of things in the making of this video and things that led up to the making of this video that you may or may not know, and that's what we're going to be talking about today as we watch the video for Tonight, and I'm going to get into that in just 1 second. But before I do, if you are watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching me on ODYSEE, follow the channel. You can gently caress the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video, so don't forget to gently caress. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and follow me on my things. I have the Insta thing and I have the Twitter thing. Okay, I hope you are ready to watch the video for Tonight with me and find out all kinds of cool stuff about it. I'm not going to say too much here in the intro, but if you've seen this, you probably are already aware that the video for Tonight is based on the silent film, A Trip to the Moon. It's George Méliès' iconic silent film, and even if you don't know that silent film, it's one of those that you probably do, you just don't know that you know, because clips and images and references to it can be found over the years throughout media. It is that infamous and iconic. But A Trip to the Moon by George Méliès was actually based on the Jules Verne novel From Earth to the Moon, and then the sequel Around the Moon. So it has origins that go way back, and funny enough, this was actually not even the original concept for this video, but we will discuss that further in just a minute. Let's watch a little bit of Tonight before I go into that. Okay, talk about coming out the gate swinging, right? The music, I know we're focusing mostly on the actual video today, but man, the intro is just it's intense. You don't expect, well, you do with the Pumpkins now, but back in its day, you have the Smashing Pumpkins, you have this video that's coming out, but then you come out with in-your-face strings and this intensity and these crescendos, and then you have these tempo changes all within the first few seconds really of the video and the song, and it's just so great. But okay, so as previously mentioned, based on A Trip to the Moon. Now that was a silent film, and as far as capturing the vibe for the video, they wanted to get that silent film era vibe. And, I said this was not the original concept for the video for Tonight. Originally, it was supposed to be a video that had this, really, grandiose kind of, stage production, with synchronized swimmers and showgirls and things like that. But the Red Hot Chili Peppers had recently came out with their video Aeroplane, and it was the original concept for this video was too similar to what Red Hot Chili Peppers came out with Aeroplane. The song that's it's my aeroplane. That
I like pleasure spiked with pain, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane.
Song. If you've never watched the video, it's pretty good. It's not nearly as good as this, but that was very much the same theme as the original concept for this video. And then there was a second idea that kind of went from one person that like the video went through and it like changed perspectives from one person to the next person to the next person, and then that was scrapped. And the artwork for the album Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, you know, it was like done and conceived and ready to go way before this video concept was ever like, you know, kind of created or thought about too much. But the directors for this video said that the artwork in Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness gave them the silent film era kind of vibes. So that is where this whole like turn of the century, like silent film, like period piece kind of, but also very like stage production. Because, you know, in silent films, they filmed on just regular stages. It was like basically like they were filming plays in some situations. But that is where this came from. And like Tonight Tonight and A Trip to the Moon, like, I mean, duh, that's going to work really well. And it all just came together. But let's watch some more and then we'll talk a little more. Believe in me, guys. Okay, my pause game was off there, but this is actually a good scene to kind of like talk about this on. Okay, so this is turn of the century. You know, this is a period piece, so to speak, type video. And at the same time, while this video was being filmed, they were also filming Titanic. The movie Titanic, yes, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, you know, Celine Dion song Titanic, and James Cameron, who directed that movie, it said that he had basically rented and purchased every like turn of the century authentic costume, like in LA at the time, because they filmed this in LA. And so it was really, really hard to find costuming and props and things like that for this video, because everything of this era had been rented out by the production team and James Cameron for the filming of Titanic. So they did find some stuff, and, you know, they had to alter and recreate and do a lot of things to make the costuming for the video work. Okay, but like, I love, okay, these instruments, you know, you've got this going on with James. He looks amazing. You've got the top hat. You've got Billy and his, it's almost like a morning suit type tuxedo type thing going on. The top hat's like, it's just like the aesthetically pleasing aspect of this video is almost overwhelming. And that's really interesting because everything is done with like stage sets, like play, like if you're putting on a play, the type of sets you would make for putting on a play. All of these sets and like all of this was all like painted and hand painted, and all the shading and shadowing and things like that to get like the depth effect, and everything was hand painted, which I think is just an impressive like feat in itself. You've got these moon men back here that there were like actual like gymnasts that they hired to be the moon men. And I've mentioned this in videos before, but the couple, the main characters of this video outside the band, this is Tom Kenny and Jill Talley. And if you don't know who those are, Tom Kenny is SpongeBob SquarePants, the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants. This is his real life wife, Jill Talley. And she is also, I mean, she's a really accomplished voice actress, but she is Karen, Plankton's computer wife in SpongeBob. Like, crazy, right? Oh my god, is that breakdown just not magic? I'm talking about like the music right now, but it's like, oh, so many fucking years later, I've me hearing this song hundreds, if not thousands, of times in my life. It still gets me in the feels. Like, okay, so when they filmed this video, you know how it's like, I mean, it's smooth and it's like, you know, produced well, but you know, there's kind of like the flicker, and like when I say that it has like the silent film vibe, I am not just saying that. You know, like you get that, like if you've ever watched any old silent films, you know, the video like filming quality obviously isn't what it is today, and to get the authenticity of, you know, a silent film feel, the cameramen were using hand cranked cameras for this, and it's like single shots. Like every take is like single shots. It's not like multi shots at once. And like, who does that with a music video anymore? You know what I mean? Like, who puts that much effort into it? I mean, and I say anymore, but this was like back in the 90s, especially in that era. And you know, I can honestly say, I think if this same video was filmed, but filmed with like technology of the era, it wouldn't have the same vibe. Like, I'm sure it'd still be a good video, but you would not get the same, like the production creates an additional layer and feel of the video that we wouldn't get had it been filmed, you know, on new technology. Okay, and I think one other thing that like kind of like is a nod to the era in which this video is supposed to represent is that you've got like the mermaid girls, and they could have easily put these mermaid girls in these beaded like bra tops or whatever, but they're in these beaded bra tops with, you know, like the flesh colored like bodysuit leotard underneath it, because, you know, back in like the 1900s, at the turn of the century, like women could not be that flesh showing, you know, like you had to add a layer of modesty. And I think, you know, it's little things like that that really make this video feel like it is of that era and push through that silent film vibe and, you know, the period piece type vibe. Okay, we've got the SS Melee, like here on the ship, that rescues them from the water. I think that's cute. And what a way to finish it out. You know, like, this moon is, like, basically identical to the moon in A Trip to the Moon. Obviously, it's in color or whatever. But I just think this video is just so impressive. You know, the song aside, just everything that went into making this video super impressive. It's like everything is like hand done, everything's analog, you know what I mean? It's not like this video being filmed today would be in front of a green screen and it would be much different. Not to say they didn't use any type of green screen technology on this, but I really appreciate what they did with you know, the filming of this video, the hand crank cameras, and that type of thing. It's really just such a good video. It's no wonder that it was like the video of 1996. There are people that, you know, only know the Smashing Pumpkins by this song and this video. And, you know, like, being a hardcore Pumpkins fan, even though, you know, Pumpkins fans can be kind of pretentious, you know what I mean? And, like, hardcore Pumpkins fans are a little territorial and gatekeep a little bit. But I think, and so, like, they're like, oh, Tonight, that's the one everybody knows, so obviously that's not as good, right? But I disagree, because, you know, there's a reason things are popular. It's because they're really good. For the most part, there are some exceptions to that. So I just feel like that, you know, if you're gonna know a Smashing Pumpkins video, this is absolutely a great one to be out representing, like, us, you know what I mean? The Pumpkins and us that is the fandom. It's really such a cool video. I had a Tonight poster that literally hung on like 8 different walls in my life, and then it got destroyed, and that's a whole other story, but that is in a time and an era in which most things in my life got destroyed and or taken from me, but we're not going to go into that right now. I should really get a new Tonight poster. I do have like the Melancholy banner hanging on my set, which is really awesome, and I love that. But yeah, so that's the video for Tonight. Hopefully you know a little bit more about this video, the origin of it, the making of it, the what led up to it, than you did before you started watching it. I'm gonna stop rambling. Let me know what you think about Tonight down in the comments below. I'm Asherella. This is original Asherella. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on ODYSEE, follow the channel. Gently press the notification bell on either platform so you know every time I upload a video. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. Find me on Twitch, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays is Kino and Commentary. It's a movie show that I co-host, so check that out. Always tap in, never tap out, and don't forget to keep on smashing with the pumpkin.